YouTubers, and welcome to another episode here on ESGNet of the Scotties Sports Talk here, as we're getting ready for, well, actually week 9 is over with now, and we of course didn't have a game in week 9 as you've seen there earlier in the video there here today, as we had a bye week and pretty much just kind of having the guys relax there after a really so far pretty exciting season for the Scotties. But today's episode here on the Scotties Sports Talk, since we've already covered all the stats and numbers and stuff like that, I kind of want to talk about the recruiting so far here for this new for this first season for the Scotties. Now I am brand new to this game here, NCAA 14. So when it comes to scouting here, this is something different than years past. Years past, you had time. You had so much time in a given week to call your recruits and ask them questions, and also to give them kind of sway them to go one way or another, to either talk to them and try to find information out for them, so you can start asking, giving them scholarships and such to be a part of your institution, or you try to sway them to get away from other organizations and institutions, and trying to sway them to your side. So you're either influencing them or swaying them. Either way, trying to get them to come to your school. So this year they're doing a point system, and it's kind of different. I'm still kind of getting the hang of it right now. As you take a look here, we're looking at Kyle James, 64 overall wide receiver, that I think has a pretty good bright future here with us. Not the best numbers as you've seen there already when it comes to his speed and all that kind of stuff, but I think over a course of time, he has 4 years to do, to be really impressive. I think he might be a guy that we could do something with. Now, he's already visited us already. As you take a look there, his visits already that he has made, and of course that was back in week 8. And there you see we won that game. So he's still on, or I should say we're still on top of his list there as guys that can go, or schools that he's willing to go to. You got Army there right behind there. Also, he'll be seeing them here in about another 3 weeks there. We'll go ahead and check out Chris Jones here, 3-star athlete here, 6'3", 185 pounds. You got looks like Navy, Ohio State, Texas, and Georgia Tech all trying to go after him. As you see there, we've already, I believe, he's a balanced wide receiver, but I believe we already given him a scholarship there, so that's something we don't have to worry about right now. For right now, we're just trying to pretty much just win games, and of course, just trying to see if we can add more points. So I think the max points you can give to each player is around 500 points there. But of course, you got bonuses there, and depending on what you do, what you're recruiting as a head coach there. But 90 speed there, great speed there. Catching, not the greatest. Just take a look at his receiving, spectacular catch, about average. Same thing with his catching traffic there. But I think again, just over time here, once they get to our school here, we can. Of course, they probably would be redshirted their first year, but if we just give them some time there, I'm sure they'll be really great wide receivers. And of course, right now we're just going after those 3, 2, and 1-star athletes right now. If we can get a 4 or 5-star athlete, that would be great. If they're interested in coming to our school, and especially want to go to a school that's brand new to the FBS, and try to have a new college football team come up on the map and kind of just take over as a very small Division I school. That would be great. But there you see he's gonna be meeting with us around week 12 there. We've already given him a scholarship yet, but he is still on the fence with us, as we do now the cutoff there, as you see, that's pretty much where he is looking at right now. And right now, we're the only school right now on his mind that he is willing to talk to, and pretty much just dealing with us. So, like I said, it's just course of time. You just gotta take your time here. You're not gonna get you're gonna get guys signed to your school right off the bat unless you're like a Alabama, or if you're a USC or Notre Dame, stuff like that. It's gonna take some time, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do a series here where I didn't get just anybody and everybody. Had to work, kind of grind to it, and that's what we're hoping to do. So, but hopefully by year 4 and 5, when we're hopefully getting to that point where we can get those type of guys, to get those 4 and 5-star athletes. As you guys see there, Bo Robinson there from Louisiana. There you see 6'1", 210 pounds. He's a wide receiver, 64 overall. Now, everything I've unlocked for scouting is 100% now. So these are the actual numbers you'll see here in just a bit of his, overalls, for his overall there. And, of course, his individual attributes there. So all that's been open, unlocked, because, I started this series with Coach Steady Bonds. He's known for recruiting. He's known for being just like this series is called Team Builder. He's a team builder. He knows how to find the right guys to, for his, the type of football he likes to play. And, he doesn't, you can't build a dynasty overnight. It's going to take some time. Even though we have been going up the rankings here in the top 25, it's going to take some time still. So, we're not trying to get to the national championship right off the first bet, but if it happens this year, hey, that'll be awesome. But at the same time, too, I think it's a little too quick, and I think next year with our team, we might have to, kind of change up our schedule. We may not be able to play. So far here, what I've been at least looking at here, I think we may have to change the scheduling up here. We may only have to play, maybe a lot more cupcake teams. And I hate using that term there, but we may have to play a lot more of these so-called, small schools there, so we don't get to jump up the rankings that quick. Maybe we have to only play, I think 12 games. I think half of those games have to be, I think I said, ranked opponents. Well, maybe we only play 2 ranked opponents, and maybe we don't go inside the top, maybe we stay in the top, between numbers 20 through 25. We'll have to try to adjust that here, because I have noticed here that we should have been on the top 25 just yet. We should have maybe cracked the top 25 maybe towards the end of the season, with some teams that we've been playing really aggressive with. Stanford was one of them, and Tennessee was another. I kind of think that maybe now, second thought, maybe we kind of deserve being where we're at right now, but we'll see here, as we don't have, like I said, we don't have a game this week coming up as our bye week, but in week 10 we take on Washington State, and that should be a very interesting game there, as we will have to go to Washington State and take on the Cougars there for that one. Now, as far as I remember, I think the Cougars were ranked in the top 25. I think they were ranked 24th in the nation when it came to the preseason poll, but now I believe they have dropped out of the top 25 poll, and I think they might be in the top 30 or so. But yeah, we're gonna have to kind of work with that and see how we can do that, because they are they're very good quarterback they have with them. Folk there in Washington, very I would say a very prototypical NFL ready type of quarterback, but we'll see how that goes coming up in episode 10, and you'll see that here next Saturday. But right now, as you see, we got Brandon Hawkins there from Michigan State, or from Michigan there, Madison Heights, just I believe outside of Detroit. But you see 3 stars there, 6'4", 211 pounds. There you see he's top of our list there, and that's what I like to see there, as he is a 6'2" overall. Like I said, not the best player in the world, not one of the diamonds or gems there you find. But giving him some time here, and as long as he goes on the upward path of training and getting himself ready to play, his junior or his sophomore year could be a year that he could really break out and do something there. Like I said, we're still going to go after him. There you see his overalls, and you see the rest of his numbers. Decent speed, not the best, but there you see catch and catching traffic, all that, running routes and all that kind of stuff. It's just kind of your average numbers there for right now. And like I said, with enough, a season or two maybe as a second string guy, he gets a good opportunity there to do something for the squad there, and bring some excitement to the ball club there. Because there's a lot of there's a few sophomores and freshmen for this first season, but next year will be different because we'll have our first batch of of juniors, and then of course this year's freshmen are going to be sophomores next year. So and of course we'll have to redshirt some guys there that haven't been redshirted, especially if they're coming to the team here this year. They'll be redshirted, and you will have they'll be there. They'll have that chance to be a part of the team and kind of watch how the team is being run, and just get some scouting work there from Coach Bonds, and see how the system works for this ball club here. But like I said, it's gonna take some time here. We're not I really don't expect us to be at this point I was really expect us to be a I think 16th ranked right now ball club. I think we're still, in some ways, got some areas where we need to clean up in. I think one of them is our offensive line. Got to get some more protection there for Flanagan, not to mention Flanagan himself. He's a sophomore, but he's a bit of a gunslinger there, and I think him able to take some time there and read the defense and watch what he's doing there. I think he'll be a great quarterback here in the future, and maybe possibly, I would say, even a quarterback or NFL ready quarterback by after this season. I don't see him going to the pros after this. Maybe after his junior year, maybe going to the pros if he has the year that he has had right now, with the exception of getting not so many interceptions there, but I think he'll do quite well for himself, as a part of this ball club and whatnot. Now we'll go ahead and take on and see there Tim Mason there, a tackle there. We're kind of looking just everywhere throughout the whole spectrum of both on the offense and defensive side of the ball there. We need a little help just about everywhere here, and just kind of plug some holes there where right now maybe we have maybe a junior or excuse me, a freshman or sophomore or something like that right now in that area, and maybe we need to bring in a guy for next year to fill that freshman hole there, so we don't have so much of a void. So it's gonna be a little different, and that was kind of a little bit of a challenge here. That what do you do here when you have juniors and freshmen starting off your club here, and we don't have that much, I guess, upperclassmen there to help us out here. So, these guys right now, they're playing right now, they're going to be the upperclassmen next season, and that's going to be something that we're going to have to, deal with. Because right now I think we're doing great, and we're having fun, and we've had a couple close calls here with games, especially like that Tennessee game there. But at some point here, reality's gonna set in, and we're gonna have to deal with with this success we have so far. It's gonna bring us back to back to reality and dealing that first loss we're gonna have to deal with, and then of course we're hoping not to deal with a loss. Maybe we'll run the table and be able to to take over and be dominant in our first year. But again, like I said, I don't see that happening here. I see us maybe in a decent bowl game. I don't know which bowl game yet. Hopefully at some point here we'll have the bowl predictions. Usually have that here in the NCAA where they show you where you're where you're currently at. I think usually it's around the like the last few weeks of the season where they show where you're predicted to be at, if this if the season finished that day or that week or whatever, where you would be at. I hope they still have that here in this one. I'm gonna have to look around and see if they have that here in the game, but so far I haven't seen it yet. As you take a look at some more here, William Carey, guard there, 64 overall. There you see his blocking, pretty average there. I like that impact blocking there. Got to get that running block there because we love to run the ball. We're a run first type of team, and there you see some pretty decent numbers there for him. And like I said, just we're hoping that we'll be able to get him signed here, as we are one of the we met the cutoff date there, production cutoff there. So we're pretty much right now only the team in his mind right now that he is kind of set on right now. And again, hopefully he'll sign here after next week, and we can get him going here for our ball club, and he can be one of the guys next year. A lot of these linemen will probably get a spot, guaranteed. They'll get a area. It's just the skills positions, like the wide receivers, corners and stuff like that. Those are gonna be the tough areas there. Well, actually, I take that back. Corners may that Renardo Franklin there you see at the bottom of the screen there. He may end up getting a spot there, because I think we need one or two more corners, and we should be good for next year. Because, like I said, I think we got quite a few sophomores. Of course, next year will be juniors that will need to fill that void up here, so we don't have a year that we don't have a void in that spot there. So we're gonna try to continue going for that. There you see Phil Jackson. Now this has been a battle here. As you take a look here, you got Colorado State, Colorado, and of course us there on the top of the list there, and of course Air Force there, also in Colorado. They're in Colorado Springs. They're all gunning for him, but right now we are the top team that he is willing to talk to. Two-star athlete, 5'11", 209 pounds. So, I wouldn't say the bottom of the barrel type of player there, but this is a player that probably has a lot of heart, and just loves to play the game for what the game is. And he's not really looking at 63 overall, plus he has a 3+3 overall, so you're looking at possibly a 66 overall type of player. He's not looking for the NFL as part of his dream and whatnot, but the chance to play college football and try to be somewhere close to that level of getting to the NFL is probably his thing. But yeah, we're a middle linebacker there. We'll take a look here. Man coverage, not the I guess decent, not the greatest, but and then of course zone not nowhere close there. And then you see there we made the cut there. We are at the top of that list there. He'll be visiting us here in week 12, and like I said, we'll see if he will be impressed with us. As I can't remember where exactly our week 12 opponent is. I can't think of it right now. I don't have my notes with me right now, but I can't remember who we're playing week 12. But there you see all the other teams and places where he's about to visit here. So far, he's only visited Colorado State, who lost 45-3 or 23, there in that one. So I don't think he was too impressed with that. But we'll try to keep him. We'll try to see if we can get that win there to impress him and show him what could possibly be if he would have, if he decides to join us here at Highland College. Let's go ahead and I believe, there you see Franklin or Reynaldo Franklin there, 3-star athlete from Wyoming. He's a coverage corner, and there you see 5'9", 185 pounds. You got teams like Utah, you got Yale, Nebraska, and Cal going after him. And we'll see. There you see us, of course, the top of that list there, and that'll be that's nice knowing that we still have him, as we still have look like a really good lead over everyone else right there, and I'm sure he's gonna sign at some point here. Probably just trying to get those last minute. He has the last minute questions about a lot of different things, and hopefully our coaches and assistant coaches can help him with that, and hopefully we can get him signed. Because take a look there, corner 92 speed, so great speed there from him. Jump, acceleration, awesome. Stamina, tackling needs a little work on. Hit power needs a little work. Pursuit, and his play recognition are great right there. Zone coverage is where we want it, but could be better. And then the same thing with the man coverage, and then of course the press there. So your average player, but your average player that could be something special. He could be a guy that could be a terror to a lot of teams out there there as a quarter there. So I know a lot of people say, oh, you gotta get if you don't get players 75 or higher, it's not gonna work out. You're gonna struggle. And in some ways that's true, but other times too, if you get a guy that is around just right near that 70 mark there, over a course of time, you get him his playing time, stuff like that, he could be he could be getting, I would say I've seen players go from low upper 60s, low 70s, and they turn out to be 85 overall by the time they get out of the 4 years are there, so, or 5 years there if you have the red shirt them, if they're really doing well. They really have some, especially and not necessarily the overalls, but if they're just their individual attributes there are great. You may want to hold on to them for a year, hold back a year eligibility, and then bring them up onto a part of the squad there. So that's just one of the things that you kind of have to look forward to playing these games. Now, of course, you can't, like I said, you can't get everybody. So 79 overall, Brian Greenwood. It looks like he is going to go to Colorado State. There, he's a 4-star athlete, middle linebacker who's a run stopper, and it looks like he's going to stay in his home state there. 6 foot, 252 pounds of power there. That's going to go to Colorado State. So best wishes to him. We really a lot of these guys you see there that were locked out of, we really went after him and tried to first off we just give him offer him a scholarship there. That wasn't enough, and of course it's just not necessarily the scholarship that they need. They want the name recognition. They want what else? There's other things that are into the attributes when it comes to the size of the school, what the school can offer them, all that kind of stuff. And right now, we're still a small Division I school, former JUCO school. So over the course of time, we're adding more and more to our school, and trying to draw those people to come to our school here. And that's one of those things is our football team got to have a good program, because if you have a good program, you can bring in those good players, and people will flock to see your guys's your type of player those type of players that come in and play. Aaron Tyson, 4-star recruit, 5'10", 243 pounds. He's from Warrensburg, Missouri, just locally here, not far from where I'm at right now. There you see Alabama, one of the top go-getters, but we're just 725 points away from that. As you see, Alabama just really just gobbling up. I noticed this on this game here. They just gobble up, from every single position you could think of here. I've noticed that they just go after anybody and everybody, regardless. So, and I can understand he's a 4-star recruit. They're gonna go after they can. They have better chances and odds of getting those 5 4-star recruits. But I've even seen them going after 2 and 3-star recruits, the ones I'm going after. And it's like, what is going on? Like, geez, like, okay, Alabama, calm down. Give the rest of us a chance here. But there you see his numbers there. Pretty good numbers there for a 4-star recruit. And I think he's only going to get better. But there you see, we make the list there. We do make the cut there. He'll look like he's going to be visiting Alabama here in week 14. Now, he'll be visiting us in week 12. So we'll see how that's going to turn out here. And then, of course, Oklahoma right behind that, as they are one of the top 3 schools there that Aaron is willing to talk to. Trying to look here and trying to look at the computer here and trying to see exactly when week 12, who we play in week 12, and trying to find that file right now. But there you see just some of the schools he's visited so far, and of course OU. He's there you see 31-28 win there. So he was impressed by that, but still again has not made his final decision. Kyle Jones, 4-star recruit. He's a middle linebacker or a run stopper. He's number 9 there, so he's in the top 10 of middle linebackers in the nation. And there you see Texas A&M. It looks like the Trojans are going after him. So is Cal. And there you see us at number 4. But of course we are locked out, so we will not be in the sweepstakes of getting Mr. Kyle Jones in that one. Again, another player that we, we're really fighting for. And I think we should have just kind of bowed out beforehand, so we could have, focused more points on other players like Greenwood or someone else, or some of the guys we've got right now. We could have already had signed if we just kind of back off there. And then sometimes you kind of like want to just say, okay, I'm gonna fight this to the end. I want this guy. I'm gonna show how bad I'm willing to go after this guy. And sometimes it works, and other times, like right now, just get shut out. So just not meant to be there. But you wish them all the best, and maybe hopefully someday down the road here you'll be able to play them, and those like I like to call rivalry games. I just so you didn't sign with us. Oh, but you signed with that school. Well, I'm gonna have to show you why it was a bad choice of going to that school, and and it just kind of torch them there. So trust me, I've done that several times here. Sometimes it works, sometimes it backfires on you. I know at least one time, and of course this was before I did YouTube. I'm a big KU fan, so big up to KU out there, doing great right now in the tournament right now. But I think it was back in the day when Sharon Collins, that far back. He was playing, and for some reason, I don't know, he got upset because he wasn't getting enough playing time, which I don't see how that was, because he was a starter. And so he just he just decided to transfer, and of all places he transferred, I'm like, I cannot believe you've done this to us. He ended up transferring to Mizzou. But of course, when you transfer out of games, just like in real life, you have to wait a year. So it was a whole year. And and I, that following year we played, of course we played Mizzou, played him, beat him back to back, at home and away. And I was like, you know what? Okay, Sharon's gonna be playing next season. We're just gonna have mud, put a mud hole stomp in him, and we did that. I believe we beat him by 45. Yeah, both times. 45 points in the first game, and I think the second game was a little tighter. I think it was around 25. We beat him. So yeah, you made a huge mistake there. You missed out on the national championship that we won that season before there, and whatnot. So the season that he had to sit out and whatnot. So it's like, yeah, you're not getting playing time, but yet you were like one of my leading scorers and one of my top guys there. So, but yeah, I know I get off track there. I should be talking about football, not basketball. But the same thing can happen in football. I had a couple years ago, and I think it's the NCAA 12. And this was when the game first came out. I had a wide receiver that did great. He played 2 years, and they got mad because I think I was bringing in a freshman who I was gonna sit, but he got upset and got mad and decided to transfer out, and I think he ended up going to like Iowa State or something like that. Yeah, I think it was it was Michigan State, and I went on defensively. I killed that kid. I destroyed him, and it was hilarious. Just thought it was funny. I'm like, yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what you get. Here I was gonna keep, you were gonna stay on the team. I was not gonna, jeopardize you moving off the team or whatnot. But just this random thing that the game decides, like, yeah, I'm gonna, he's gonna transfer out, and so he did. And the year that we got to play him, he had to sit out a year, of course. And I planted him into the ground. So yeah, but anyway, going on here, we got another player there. I believe, I think it was Kyle Jones that we didn't get signed. Ron Sanders, we didn't get signed. Jim Jackson either. Marshall Rogers there, or a corner there, 80 overall. There you see Nebraska. I'm kind of happy that Nebraska will go after him because that's my team in college football. But at the same time, we're trying to, Teddy Bond's alma mater there. Nebraska got him. It looks like he's gonna eventually sign with them. But there you see his numbers there, 96 overall. So great speed, great acceleration. Jumping just as great. His man-to-man coverage, zone coverage, excellent. Tackling needs a little help there. Play recognition is there. Pursuit, of course, needs a little help. But yeah, just a great corner there. I really thought we was gonna have an 80 over, because for a while there he was like second. We were like second on his list. But then I guess since then we've kind of slid down some, and now we've been officially locked out, so we can't do no more talking to him. He's pretty much just kind of written us off, and so now we'll have to go after other talent. All right, Willie Parker. There you see a three-star guy from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's an athlete here. I like going after athletes in this game. I think 1 year, and this was again before YouTube, I had a whole bunch of athletes. And of course, at this point, I was, this was like, oh man, what was it? NCAA. I think I was still in college when I was playing this game. But anyway, it was one of the older NCAA. I think it was NCAA 08 or 09, whatever. But that whole season, I had nothing but like athletes. Like, these were really good guys, and I had like guys. I had a plethora of corners and wide receivers. I think that same year too, I had a really good, tough linebacking core, which was really tough to tell some of these guys that, hey, we can't use your services no more or we can't use you this year because either you're gonna have to get redshirted, or a lot in which I was surprised none of them decided to. I had to sit down a couple of them and use them for the next season, so they're redshirted. But None of them left because we had an excellent team. I think went to the bowl. We went to a bowl game every single year, but it was almost like every 2 years we went to the national championship. So it was pretty cool having that kind of recognition there with Coach Teddy Bonds. I think it was the same. Yeah, I think it was the same game that I almost played. I played because I think you have like 30 years on an NCAA game for a Dynasty. I think I was like my 25th or 26th year in the game, and then I ended up decided to get rid of the game. I think I got rid of the game because I think I was getting to play PS3 at the time, so might have been that. I think it was still on the PS2 back then. So, but anyway, Willie Walker there, he is a guy that we're number 2 on this list. He already visited us already, won a game 45-14 there, and he looks like he still has Tulsa and Oklahoma State still to look at in weeks 11 and 12. I just now realized week 12 for us is Utah State. So we got several guys going to be there for a Utah State game. And of course, we're hoping that'll be a game that we can really impress our recruits there coming in. Sterling Walton, I should say, Pleasure Grove, Alabama. He's a 5-star athlete there. Hard-hitting strong safety there. And looks like we're going to see him not come to... he's still in the running there. He's got Alabama, of course, San Diego State, Arizona State, Michigan State there, all looking at him. But we're still in the running there. And there you see his overall, it's kind of dropped some. There they say -2, so we're probably about a 78 overall once everything is said and finished. But there you see great press, man-to-man, or his man coverage there, zone coverage, pretty decent there, pretty average. So he knows somewhat of what defenses are, and if I put him in a certain defense, he kind of gets the idea or gets the gist of what he's being asked. 88 speed, 88 acceleration, not too bad there. Too bad it was not in the 90s, but hey, if we do, if he is part of this club, part of our institution here at Highland, importantly right now, it looks like we may, I don't know, maybe after this week we can get that over that past that projected lockout cutoff, but let's just keep it real, possibly not. So we might be out of the running there for the Walton sweepstakes there on that one. So but yeah, and there you see he has not yet visited yet. He hasn't had expressed any interest yet to we have we have the top 5 or at least 50% interest in our school. So yeah, we're still working on it. Just gonna see if we can try to get him up there and see if we can show him, if anything, we try to get him there in week 12 like all the others there, and hopefully have a huge impression on him if we can get a victory there against Utah State. Nick Parson, Parish, there you see from Texas, a hard-hitting safety. There you see 3-star, 6'3", 196 pounds. Nebraska, and that lead right there, short lead there. They got not too much on us there, but there you see we're at number 2, and we're trying to go after him. So Coach Teddy Bonds, competing with his alma mater, Nebraska there, and trying to see what he can do against them, and try to bring in this young man here, 61 overall. And here in a bit, hopefully we'll get to see his numbers right now. There you see 79 speed, so speed not there quite yet. But yeah, again, he, of course, wouldn't start next year. He'd definitely be a guy that will, would hold back a year and just get him prepped and ready for that sophomore year. But there you see the rest of his numbers there. So, but yeah, like I said, just a young guy there that we thought would be nice to put up there as some, at least help us out with the depth of that position there, as we do have, I think we have several I think we have maybe 2 freshmen, I think, right now as a free safety. I think the rest of them are sophomores. So we're gonna have to try to, like, again, we're gonna have to fill that in here. And there you see the top 2 teams right there, right? Okay, so we're being at least mentioned there, and along with Nebraska there as the top schools there for him. And like I said, we just keep working with them. There you see, not yet wanting to visit us yet, but he looks like he's trying to come around the corner there of possibly coming in and visiting us here, and hopefully in the future. And Antonio Reed, there you see his numbers there. He is at the top of our list there from Mission Hills, Kansas. Not very far from here, actually. 3-star athlete, 6 foot, 194 pounds there. Power running back there. And there you see it on his list there. Kansas State, Missouri, Ohio State, Oklahoma State, and Iowa. So he wants to stay somewhere in the Midwest here, close to home. There you see his numbers there. Speed and acceleration, not the greatest, but again, we can work on that. And we'll take a look at his breaking tackles, rushing, or I should say trucking, all that stuff up there. But we'll just need to work with him a little bit more if we do happen to have him a part of our team for next season. So just work, looking around here and trying to just see if we can fill some holes in some areas there. Joe Ferguson, there you see, from Perryton, Texas, 1-star athlete, 6'3", 227 pounds. He's a middle linebacker, run stop. We're 6th on his list there. As you see, Texas State there, first on his list. Again, 64 overall. Not the best guy out there. Pretty much your average player, your weekend, your weekend warrior, your arena league like type football player. But hey, it's all about the heart. It's all about him, wanting to go for it. He's a JUCO, so he can come in here and try to get some experience there. He's got some experience already for himself, but he's look like he's willing to learn a little bit more and try to see what he can do here for the football club. Again, we're trying to work on that linebacking core. I love having a decent linebacking core that can fly around and do some damage. Not to mention, go in there and get some nice sacks every once in a while there on the quarterback. So there you see his numbers there, and you see there. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that might be it. As it looks like he may be going to Texas, so he may stay in his home state there. He's right now Texas Tech or Texas State there, leading the pack on that one. So okay. And then finally, when it comes to recruiting here, we got Gerald Williams. We'll see what his numbers are here in just a bit, as we try to finish up Ferguson here. And what else here? Okay, anytime now. Okay, yeah, Gerald Williams. Army is the top team right now. He's from Plymouth, North Carolina. Hard-hitting corner, 3-star guy. He is number 2, or I should say we're number 2 on his list there. As you see, his so far other schools there, Alabama. Like I said, Alabama they have their hands on, just trying to get their hands on everybody here. But yeah, Alabama, Notre Dame, and then finally Nebraska there as school number 5. We did offer him a scholarship there. He has not yet accepted it. But of course, just like all the others, we've pretty much everybody you've seen here, we've offered them scholarships. Some have, are still considering. Others, not so much. You've already seen well, down below you see there's already a couple guys signed with us already here. But there you see Williams' numbers there and what he can do for us there on defense. And for right now, if he was going on the field right now, not much. So we'll have to work with him and training and such there. So, but there you see his numbers there for the season. So, but like I said, you know, a lot of these guys you'll see here, they will not make it onto the field for the first year. Maybe the first half of the year, there's a good chance there. And then some others may just get redshirted just so fact because we can hold a year eligibility over them, and we can keep them around a little bit longer. So some of those guys will get that, others will not. But then let's go ahead and take a look here at our signs already here that we got. And one of the first ones I was really excited about as we go ahead and wrap up Williams here in this one. Anytime now. We'll get to some of the actual players that did sign with us here. And we got a couple here. Jeremy Little from Goodland, Kansas, out in western Kansas there. He is a 3-star athlete. You see Kansas State, Air Force, and Nebraska all wanted him, but we were able to grab him and snatch him away, and he is now part of our ball club. So why he's going to be playing wide receiver here. And take a look there. He may possibly go to a tight end position there. I'm kind of thinking that he might be better suited in tight end, as his speed is not the greatest there. So that'll be something that we'll kind of look at as he is coming in. He'll be here in the spring. I believe he's graduating early, so we'll have him come in the spring and work with him on that. He, like I said, may not necessarily be a wide receiver. Like I said, he may be coming as a tight end, maybe even as a fullback in some cases there. So we'll just see. We'll see how that goes here. Go ahead and go to the next sign here from Aaron McCauley. He's from Alabama. There you see Michigan, Yale, Texas State, and USC there. So he'll be with us for next season. Garrett, 3-star guy, 6'4", 290 pounds of just a great, well-balanced player there. When it comes to the guard there, both does a pretty good job on the pass and the run blocking there, as we'll see here in just a bit. And there you see, just so pretty balanced there. Does a great job, and just got to get that impact blocking just to get him working here. And again, something we could work on in the course of time there to help us out there. But he is willing to do the work there, and we're really excited about having him. Coach Teddy Bond says that this kid is just a delight to be around, and he is hoping that this young man will be able to work on some of the techniques that he's been working on. He's actually there was a funny thing was he was dead serious about it. He said he was taking some martial arts classes there to help him out. So Coach Teddy Bond was like, hey, if that works for you, because he's heard stuff like that from people in the NFL, and he says, hey, go with it, continue doing that, and that'll help him with his footwork and all that kind of stuff there. So Alex Garrison from Ohio, he's a balance guard also there. Great balance in the run and the pass. He's excellent footwork there. Coach Teddy Bond says in a recent interview there with the local paper there, and there you see his numbers there, and just one of the things there that Coach Teddy Bond says that his agility is not the best. He's pretty average there, But he says, again, just some good hustle, good work ethic, and he's really excited about having this young man part of his offensive line for next year. We'll go ahead, and I think we have Daniel Moore coming up next. He's a middle linebacker, 66 overall, which we'll see here in just a bit. As there you see, okay, there we go. From Apple Valley, California. Excuse me. Middle linebacker, coverage guy. So he's I don't know, I can't exactly remember which he was good in, but his coverage, just flying around the field here, is by far Coach Tibbons, I guess, was impressed and liked, and decided to give him a scholarship. 3-star athlete, 6'3", 277 pounds, and we'll see here in just a bit what his attributes are, which we'll get into. As you see, Oklahoma, USC. All teams are going on. But he has a great man coverage there, presence there. He can stick with a guy there. Pursuit, right up there, and he can recognize some decent plays there for himself. And tackling, needs a little work. But yeah, for the most part here, he's just he's a guy that can. If need be, he can stick to his guy here. Not maybe doesn't have the best speed or anything like that, but he can stay in somewhat stride with a wide receiver type, maybe more with the tight ends. Bubba Daniels from Milwaukee, pass blocker there. Great job there. He had they just won their the state championship there. And he said that he was wanted to go to a school. Yeah, he originally wanted to go to school somewhere locally. He has a family member that was part of the Army team, so the Army, offered him a scholarship there. And when he seen us, he's like, hey, a small school. He came from a really small town, and that's what he wants to kind of stay with. So Bubba Daniels now going to be a part of our team. There you see, great pass block there from him. Good impact blocking there for us. So Flanagan, if he's back next year, he'll have some good protection there as a tackle. And he'll be able to really help out with the offensive line. As they're not, I wouldn't say old, but there are quite a few older upperclassmen there that may need a little extra help there protecting Flanagan on that line coming next season, especially with the way teams will just be really, like right now, they're kind of really all over them. Pollard from Georgia, there you see a balance, again, another great balance tackle there. 3-star athlete, 6'7", 318 pounds. He's number 1 on our list, and again, he was another kid that wanted to go to a small school, heard about Highland, and said, hey, I would love to be a part of something new, especially a new BCS school, or FBS school here that we can be a part of and just create some history there. So there you take a look at it. Good balance of run and pass, great impact blocking there. Of course, agility and stamina at average there. But yeah, we're happy to have him there, part of this club, and we'll see what he can do here coming up here in the near future. So, and again, I believe him and Daniels will probably be guys that we will see next season right off the bat there. They'll be able to start, so that'll be nice for our offensive line there, keeping it new, keeping it fresh there to keep Flanagan upright. And last but not least, our first signed player here in this series here from Kansas. There you see Phil Watson, 1-star athlete. He is a coverage middle linebacker there. And there you see he is on top of the list. There's Kansas there right behind him. Tulsa, K-State and the Lobos of New Mexico all want to go after him, but in the end, he signed with us, and that is exactly what we wanted, and we're thankful to have him. So, our very first recruit there who signed with us, and is really happy about that. He says he just loved to start some history here and get some roots down and be part of something special here. So we'll see what Watson and the rest of these guys can do here, as they'll be our first draft class, or I should say our first recruiting class of this season. So take a look there, final numbers there for Phil, and good zone there. Before we wrap up this episode here today, we'll take a look here at a pipeline. Now, a pipeline, of course, if you don't know, must have 5 players from that state to consider a pipeline. And there you see we already got Nebraska, Texas, California, Florida, Ohio, and Illinois there, who are all pipeline states. Now, so far for next season, we don't have to worry about losing anybody, because we're not going to be we're not gonna really lose nobody, because everybody's gonna be we only have a freshman and sophomore class right now. But yeah, well, of course, every year you want to start a new pipeline to get better players. So we got at least three. You gotta have at least 5 people from that place. So guys like we got 3 Canadian players, I guess, and 2 Colorados. So if we can get 2 more for next year, that'll be a pipeline. So that's something we're going to be working on for next season, and get them, try to create more and more pipelines as we go along, especially with the recognition that Coach Teddy Bonds has and whatnot. That shouldn't be too hard here, and you just got to take it year by year there. But at the same time, try to keep our own, our pipelines that we have right now, try to keep those active. So we have to go after guys that are in, California, and all those others there. So you take a look there at some of the schools that we're places that we're trying to get guys out of and whatnot. And of course, if you see that column projecting, that second column there to the left there, shows a lot of zeros there, and that's just because we haven't been recruiting in those states, and we'll have to start recruiting in those if we want to create pipelines. So but like I said, we're not going to lose a pipeline at all next season, but we definitely want to try to create lots of pipelines here as we go along. No, it's pipelines. So those are the pipeline numbers there. So that is it for this episode, you guys. As I know it's probably not the most exciting recruiting special there, but you got a little bit of a story there, of my time playing this series of college football there. Trust me, I got plenty of these stories. Sometime maybe I have to create a video and share some of those, because I've played a lot of college football video games, and just funny things happen when we're recruiting and stuff like that, especially when I'm playing with one of my buddies, my buddy Steve there. We back in college, we played me, him, and another friend of ours named Taylor played, and it was just, when it came to recruiting, it was just cutthroat. So but that is it for me, you guys. Stay tuned for more Highland Scotties football here as we get ready for episode 10. Like I said, we'll be going to Washington State for that game, and it's going to be a big game for us. So and at some point here, we'll have another recruiting special here, maybe when we have another bye week coming up. I think we have a bye week coming up here in week 13 or something like that. So probably do another recruiting video, just show you guys where we're at so far in recruiting and who has signed and who has not. So but we won't show everybody. We'll just show the ones that just recently got signed and whatnot. So but yeah, this is our first recruiting video here. We may change it up here and there. We may try to sprinkle in a little bit of recruiting every once in a while in these episodes here after like we do with the just kind of recapping the game. Throw a little recruiting in there also too. So but this is it. This is episode 9 of the Scotties Sports Talk, and that's it for me here this week. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and get ready for the next game coming up. Got Washington State coming up next, guys. Stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Highland Scotties Football. Also follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. Check us out there. The links are down below in the description. And as always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you guys next time.